G'day guys, Dean Cooper here with another product review. Today I've got a tripod and it's from the new Australian company Explorer Photo and Video. This is the Explorer Expedition Pro. It's just been released in Australia, New Zealand and the USA. I've had this tripod for about a month, so I've been testing it and now I'm ready to do the full review. Let's get started. Okay, let's just run through some specs. So the tripod has a maximum working height of 141 centimeters. When folded, it's 50.5 centimeters long, and the total weight of the tripod and the ball head is 1.92 kilos. The legs are rated to 24 kilos and the head is rated to 20 kilos. The legs themselves are 10-layer carbon fiber. They are in 4 sections with twist lock grips, and the upper leg is a fairly beefy 32 millimeters in diameter. Now the feet also have removable rubber feet which can be replaced with stainless steel spikes. And there is also a removable leg that converts to a monopod. Righto, let's just run through what you get. So you obviously get the tripod on the ball head. It comes in this bag, this really nice padded bag. So that's always a great feature. The other thing I like about the bag is it's nice and big. There's plenty of room at the end. Sometimes I've had tripods before where you get a bag that comes with it, but by the time you put a ball head on the tripod, it struggles to fit in the bag. So I like the way that Explorer Photo and Video have taken that into account, just giving you a little bit more room. Now there's a couple of other little things in this little side compartment here. I'll just go through those. So we've got the quick release plate. Now this is Arca Swiss, so that'll also suit your L brackets if you're running an L bracket. We get this little top plate. That is for when we convert the leg to the monopod. And then we get, as with every tripod, we get a bag of Allen keys. And I'll just show you the spikes. This tripod also comes with rubber feet that can be taken out, and you can put spikes in. Okay, and the really neat thing with these spikes, and I haven't ever seen it before, is they've got a little O-ring on it, so like it seals it, and I'm guessing that's to stop salt water getting in onto the thread or any dirt or sand. So that's another great little feature there. So Explorer labelling tripod, the Expedition Pro, as a professional travel tripod. And that's pretty exciting to see that, because most travel tripods are really small, they're way too light, where this thing is really, really solid. Now, as far as price point goes, these really sit in the premium market. They're not a cheap tripod. The build quality is extremely high. So these are retailing in the US for $489 or $699 here in Australia. Let's just go through some of the features and design of this tripod. So it's got your typical twist lock legs. So 4-section twist lock leg, nice rubber knurls on it. These are really smooth, and I actually really like the design of these. It's just a little bit different to other stuff that I've seen. So that's a great little feature there. It's got your typical 3-section angle placement here. So how that works is we pull this little lever here out, and then it can lock into 3 different angles. So that's if we are working on uneven ground and we need to lift one leg up higher than the others. So another really neat feature on this is that this could be used as a video tripod. It would be very suitable for for people that are shooting video. And what they've done is they've incorporated in the actual spider here on all three sides, or on all 3 points, you've got a 1/4 inch thread and two quarters and 1/3/8 thread. Okay, so that's to attach magic arms that you can run other accessories like little video lights or whatever you want to run. So that's also a great feature. And let's face it, a lot of professionals out now that are traveling are shooting video as well. So it was good to see though. Now, one of the main features with this tripod is that it has no center column. Okay, I'll just show you that. So there's no center column there at all. It's a fixed flat platform style head on this. And that can be seen as a disadvantage to some or an advantage. The disadvantage is, of course, that you don't have a center column, so you can't lift the camera up, if you need to. To be honest, I really don't like center columns. What they do is you sacrifice by having the center column for a lot of stability. So when there is no center column, this is extremely rigid, and you've got no movement in there, so you've got a much more solid platform. So for me personally, I really like and prefer tripods that don't have a center column. And to be honest, even the tripods that I've got that I do have a center column on, I very rarely use it. And one of the main reasons why I don't use it is as soon as I lift that up, I've got no movement or potential play in the tripod, and if I'm shooting long exposures, that's disastrous. So for me, this is a really good move by Explorer to design this as a platform style, no center column style type tripod. The ball head on the Expedition Pro is a BX40, so that relates to the ball size here is 40 mil, which is nice and solid. It's got a 20 kilo payload, so certainly suitable for DSLR, your larger style Canons and Nikon full frame cameras. It will handle those for sure. It's a fairly traditional style head with your two knobs here. So the bottom one is for panning, and then the top one is to set the actual tension on the ball head. And then the main knob here that undoes the ball head. I also like the way what they've done with this is they've gone away from the traditional round knob that we normally see on a ball head and gone to this elongated one, which I think is just a little bit easier and nicer to use. It's also really smooth, and I sort of feel like it's locking the ball up without having to sort of really wrench it right down. Now there's two bubbles on this. You've got one here for when you're in portrait mode, and then you've got one here when you're shooting your horizontal images. And the other thing I like about this is it's got the two notches here for shooting our verticals. So a lot of ball heads will only have that one notch, where this one has two, which just gives us a bit more versatility when we're shooting to set that up. And of course the quick release plate is your standard Arca Swiss, and that is also suitable for if you are running an L bracket. And the BX40 is removable, so if you wanted to remove that, so if you had a small video head or a different head that you wanted to put on, then that simply screws off, and we've got our standard 3/8 or 1/4 thread underneath. There's also these three little grub screws here, and what they do is they help locate the ball head on. So once we put that on, I'll just show you how that works. And if you do buy one of these, or if you're running one of these, it is a good idea to do this, because what it does is it stops the head coming loose on the actual tripod legs. And this one's a little bit different to get to. Normally we just come underneath here with an Allen key, but these, they've actually hidden up in this part here of the head. So we just pull that lever out, we just bring the leg right up, and then in here you should be able to see the Allen key head in there. So you use one of the supplied Allen keys and you would just nip those 3 grub screws up, and then that locks the ball head nice and solid onto the legs. Now, one really neat feature on this tripod is the removable leg that becomes the monopod. So let me show you how that all works. It simply just screws off from the actual body itself. So we just unscrew that anti-clockwise. Okay, that comes off. And then what we need is in that package we had this top plate. So that will then screw down into here. Really quick and easy. I've had monopods on other tripods that have been a bit fiddly to put together. So that is now ready to go. We can screw that straight into the base of our camera, or of course we can put the ball head on top of that. So if you are using a monopod, sometimes I find it easier to actually put a ball head on. So there we go, we can simply take the BX40 off, and I'll just extend that out to see how the height is. Now I'm pretty tall, I'm 6'2", and that's just sitting there. So probably for me, oh no, that'd be an okay height. It's not perfect for me, but then as I say, I am quite tall. But that gives you a nice, solid, sturdy monopod, and especially with this upper leg being 32mm, which is really big, that's going to be really solid. You could put a nice big heavy rig on that, and you'd be fine, set to go. So there you go, that's the monopod on the Expedition Pro. So the big question is, do I recommend this tripod? Does it get my tick of approval? Well, absolutely. I think Explorer have done an amazing job, especially considering that this tripod is their first offering. It's extremely well made, the build quality is exceptional, and it's very, very functional. Also think the price point is spot on for where it's going to sit in the market, and it's also backed by a 5-year warranty. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions, just drop a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you in the next video. Ciao.